Now, ladies and gentlemen, as we enter stop number 6, if you were to cross over Hypolita Street, stay parallel to the river on the sidewalk, and look up, you'll see several signs hanging over the sidewalk with corresponding restaurants. The first one is Meehan's. Now, Meehan's is an Irish pub. You like Reuben? They got a really good one at Meehan's. Just past that, you got the Teeny Martini Bar. I like to say that is for people with tiny. Now, they're only open till 2, but if you're looking for breakfast, they got the best breakfast in town. Maybe tomorrow morning, they might even have a brunch, depending on what time it is now. Handhelds and uprights, backing down like you would back down a ladder, ladies and gentlemen. Right-hand side only. Here's stop number 6, and please wait for that bell. They pointed this street out, and what they said was drive down there. I looked at them and said, does it fit? Ladies and gentlemen, it does, but as you're going to see, it's tight. And they did this for a couple of reasons. One of them being tactical. I want you to imagine that you're the general of your own army, and you're marching your troops down through these corridors right here. As we exit stop number 7, we're headed for 8. Along the way, I'm going to tell you all about Menorca. Now, Menorca is an island in the Mediterranean Sea, east of Spain. Andrew Turnbull, he's a plantation owner about 60 miles south of here where New Smyrna is today. Andrew ventured to Menorca and returned with several Menorcans to become indentured servants on his plantation. But Andrew was a terrible plantation owner. His plantation. Now, what got me first and foremost about it? Size. You see, most of the doors you're going to see from the early 1700s were even close to being as large as this wooden structure on the right-hand side at the end of the block. Now, at that stop sign, we're going to go. That's the Grace United Methodist Church. That's the church Henry built for that. Now, that church cross section of the college right in the middle, that's known as a rotunda. Back in the day, that was a hotel restaurant. Now it's the college cafeteria. Focus on the windows in the rotunda, though. That's 70 panes at least. Jenny was Henry's daughter. Jenny passed away. If you accomplish that, I'll give you the church. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they did accomplish it. This church on your right went up 361 days. They're still working on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, try that today. 361 days later, you'll be lucky if you've got a permit in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to be disembarking at stop number 8. Please wait for me to come to a complete stop, ring the bell. Then use the handhelds and uprights, backing down like you would back down a ladder. Right-hand side only, wait for that bell. Here back then, you had to get a seasonal pass, and this thing wasn't cheap. This thing came in at the cost of $9,000. Now that's a lot of money by today's standards. It was a whole lot of money back then. Make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen. So he said, Franklin, please teach my men how to pour concrete. Franklin did. That's why each and every one of Henry's buildings are made out of it today. Now, if you take a look, you're going to notice that Franklin's concrete's different from our concrete today. Look to your right. See, it's got that layered look to it, like a wedding cake almost. That's because back then there was no rebar. They used wooden plates instead. And right before they were fully cured, they would pop that plate loose, move it to the next section, giving it this unique layered look that you see to your right. Now, today the building is rated as a museum, and it's a self-guided tour. They give you a box that speaks 5 different languages. Take it at your own pace, not somebody else's. You want to pause it, pause it. When you hit play, it'll start right back up where you left off. You don't miss anything that way. Now, there is a rug on display in here. The rug is 2,400 years old. It's Egyptian, and it's made of real cat fur. That's right, real cat fur. There's a curse on the rug, too. Go figure. This is an Egyptian artifact. Right between your 2 flagship hotels blocking the view. And if you haven't figured it out by now, ladies and gentlemen, I promise you will by the end of this tour. Henry Flagler, he doesn't operate that way. He just doesn't. Now, Otto Leitner, Otto bought the Alcazar from Henry's estate in 1948. And at the time, Otto was the editor of Hobbyist magazine. His hobby was to collect other people's collections. Now, with his collections on the inside, put his name on the outside, open the doors, and the rest is history. We now have the Leitner Museum. Check out the top floor. You'll see a Victorian furniture collection up there, second to none, surrounded by pianos, grands, baby grands, uprights. The woodwork on the pianos is exquisite. Second floor is full of crystal. Solid crystal floor-to-ceiling lamps come to mind. A bunch of pictures, vases, chandeliers, and water goblets. If it's made out of crystal, it's up there. If you're disembarking at stop number 10, handhelds and uprights, backing down like you would back down a ladder. Either side is okay at this stop. Either side will be fine. A bowling alley, a full-blown theater, complete with floodlights. The crown jewel of the entire place for me, though, would really have to be the indoor and ground pool. First one of its kind in the state of Florida, and it is said that you can swim in a pool and listen to the orchestra from the balconies above. Take a tour, ladies and gentlemen. That'll come into focus almost immediately. Without the visuals, I do struggle to bring it to you any better than that. Old on June 1st of this year, so 36 days, 36 days ago. She used to host Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he would come to town. As a matter of fact, he signed her family Bible, also on display in the Civil Rights Museum next door. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Cora was also instrumental in helping us to get the statue of Dr. Martin Luther King that's in, well, the wax figure that's in the Modern Black Museum. You see, she was our consultant. We asked, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hear one of those speeches here in just a little bit. Take a look to your right, you're going to see the Lincoln Museum with a quiet zone, and I will be playing one of those speeches from Dr. Martin Luther King that